Welcome everyone to our ease sessions of Tuesday. Today's topic is ease with addiction. So as always, what we ask, what does the word addiction means to all of you? First thing, you can type, unmute, whatever, but go one by one.
Thinking.
Thinking, addiction, thinking.
Yes, addiction to
Thinking.
Thinking means just picturing, ye ho jayega, this will happen, that old episode, somewhere something must have taken place, and I'm so addicted to that. This will happen in future, this will take place like this, these people will again come back in the life, and some of all this blah blah. This is I'm totally addicted to it.
Okay, got it. What else? What else is happening for others? What is addiction?
Mobile phone, TVs,
Okay.
continuously doing one thing and not planning other stuff, like getting addicted to just one thing.
Doing
Not able
something
to-
consistently,
Okay.
unaware, not being aware.
Being present, basically.
For
Yeah.
me, it is a way of escaping your reality. So when your reality becomes boring, you create the addiction is a way of escape. Maybe I create trauma in my life, so there's some excitement in my life. Somebody who drinks or does drugs creates another alternate reality. Somebody who's living on the mobile is not living in the real world. They're just addicted to the, mobile. So that's not a real world either. That's an escape. So often you see kids who are sitting with family and friends and they don't want to be there.
Hmm.
They've been told family gathering, you have to be there.
Lovely. So everything all this is bringing up for all of us. Can we destroy and uncreate it all? Writing film app, bottom pop, all 9 shots, boys, po, ads, and beyond. I'm glad at least we all are aware how we are perceiving the addiction in this reality. Now tap into it. If you guys were not being addicted to certain things or people or emotions, what would happen in your world then? Would it be boring? You would control, Vinita. What would you control?
Everything, Rashi. I think even like now that I'm becoming more aware, but before that I was trying to control my future, my present, even my past, which had happened.
So that's an addiction for you?
Yeah, I used to loop back a lot.
Okay, lovely. And if you didn't have that, then what will happen? If you lose your control, what will happen to you?
Oh, I'm much happier not going back into the past and going into the future.
Okay. So then what is stopping you to choose it?
I'm choosing now.
Okay, beautiful. So then
And
what is
gratitude to a lot of facilitators, including you.
oh, thank you. Thank you for choosing. But still, guys, come from a space of what is it that when we are saying we are choosing but not being that energy?
Yes.
Because somewhere we all love the part of the addiction. Yes, simpler ways. You all like it with the artificial way of being on the gadgets, not being present with the family, not even as simple like losing your money or whatever. Point is, how bored are we that we want to check out? Because when I'm addicted to something, I'm not being there. I'm on an autopilot mode of that space.
Not being present, basically.
Exactly. So the underline is when I'm too present, you have awareness of everything. So I rather shut my awareness and do addicted stuff. It could be emotional. It could be just over stressing about our family issues. Oh, my life and my husband is going through this. My child is going through this. Oh, you know what? I don't even get to know where my day is going because I have so much to look into. Or so my lack of money, or this happened, or my work stress is so much. We have zillion excuses in every area of our life. Addiction just doesn't mean randomly eating or being binge watching on technology world. Those are very small aspects. Yeah, some people make it over big, but our biggest drawback is we are not ready to be aware with ourselves. What's the worst thing? If you got present with yourself, what's the worst can happen? Even just for a 1 hour, if you'll choose all of y'all just to be present with yourself, what will happen? According to the clock, by the 1 hour of it also, being 100% present to yourself. Can we have that?
We will be us, being you.
That you still be, but of course, wherever the areas you like to be.
It's a nicer feeling, more relaxed.
Yeah, but we don't like that, right?
For me, even without realizing it, I think addiction is कि सब कुछ जो भी होना है और जो भी करना है ऐसे ही होना चाहिए, perfect होना चाहिए.
So control.
Out of control.
Not
Yeah.
even realizing it. Not even realizing it.
Yeah, but then that's your underlying control, na? Because it's been so programmed, it's like an inbuilt कि हर चीज को ठीक करना है. You're the women of the house, you have this role to play, that सब कुछ सबको खुश रखो. What is that? That's an addiction. To keep people happy is such a big addiction of this reality.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
you said, it's become automated.
Yeah.
But it's, you're just a chabi bhari hui hai and you're just going on and on and on.
Yeah, it's that doll ना. आपको चाबी घुमाया as childhood, आप girl हो, आपको ये women हो, फिर ये हो जाओगे, वो हो जाओगे, घूमते रहो, घूमते रहो, घूमते रहो. It's just चाबी वाला बदलता जा रहा है.
Even after realizing and wanting to break the shackles of this addiction, never even realized it was an addiction. One feels so helpless. होता ही नहीं है.
होता है, choice है, because you've given your power. Instead of crying, okay, this has happened, now what? Are we ready to have our power back? It's not about making you wrong or creating a guilt in our reality. Because the reason it could happen to all of us or a certain people in certain all areas of their life is because we said, okay, you know what, come, I'll become the doll, control it. And who started that control is us. It was not them. You create people in our world who you can tell them that, you know what, do this, because underline is we are controlling them. We create people like that in our world. And it's easier blame game, like even the blame game addiction. Oh, my life is so this, because of these people, my life got screwed up. My partner's like that. I don't have family in my money. My family just doesn't change. And the list can just go on. That whole singing song, what everyone loves, it's an addiction. Because the idea is you love it. Because for people to sing the song is more easier because आप सब लता मंगेशकर नहीं बन सके तो इस वजह से singers बन गए. Or whatever the other male good singers, if there are male boys here who are in the future listening. So we rather make this so real, our stories real, that it gives the power, you know what, my life is screwed up. And we want to look at like how the whole phase goes. Grass is greener on the other side. Look, that one person's life is his or her life looks so beautiful. There we are ready to be present because we love that doing that only in that other person's life. And that we create the lack, that insecurity. Then we say, you know what? People put jealousy. They are so jealous of us. People this, people that. Again, it's a blame game. It's about the boredom we are creating by looking at people's life, what they're doing to you. Seriously? Are there some tantrics sitting there that they are doing things to you?
Black magic.
Yeah, whatever, black magic, tantric, or whatever, the hoodoo, all possible, you all want to go into the blame game instead of taking that it's you who are creating that lack in your world. Blame game is
Nobody can force you to do anything.
exactly. Nobody.
That,
Not your parents, not your partner, nor your siblings, nor your colleagues, nor your bosses. Any damn soul, no damn person in this reality can touch you or do anything to you till the time you don't allow it. It's as simple as that.
Yep.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
the choice is, how much are you all still wanting to hold on to these kind of addictions? Just ask yourself, how much do I love this? It doesn't make you wrong, but we're just getting you present. It could be about the blame game. It could be actually of being just on the mobile phone, like how Instagram is a big thing today. It could be really about gossiping. It's about literally looking at the lack of money, like why am I not creating it instead of that why song, or why am I not losing that weight, why my health is not improving. It's all about that why. So how much energy are we creating in that addiction? Because when I'm addicted to something, I'm adding, but from the lack of it. Because I continuously, when I sing that song, I get drained, I get exhausted, and again I start that tomorrow. But for today, I get fed with that energy. So I'm adding, but I'm adding that addiction of it. That's why when you are going on something with something so continuously, what is happening to us? End of the day, you're just drained. Or even if that 1 or 2 hours you're done. And then we're like, हमने कुछ किया नहीं, but हम इतने थक गए. But energetically, how much you added to yourself. So everything, all this is bringing up, can we destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong,
Yes.
current talk, all 9 shorts, boys, povads, and beyond. What else is coming up for you guys?
You know, when I'm being me, at times I've noticed tagged as arrogant. She's very arrogant because, you know,
Yeah, because they
very-
can't have it. So it's the easiest way to
Yeah.
again pull people down. But if
Yeah.
you allow and align and agree to all that, again you'll become the old like soft person
Yes.
to them. See, being kind is one energy, but getting bullied is a different energy. We think when I'm agreeing to you, I'm being kind. They're two different things. The spaces where you can't stand up for yourself, that means you're allowing the bully energy to show up for you. Because you're giving the power, it's like chabi, दूसरे person के hand में you're giving, and they're gonna keep doing it. And they'll make you dance exactly because again, underline is we are controlling that space, and they'll do that to you. But when you go from a space of, okay, he or she is talking XY things about me, okay, wow, people have so much time, they can think about me. Take it as this thing, you're such a powerful and potent person that people actually have time and energy to think about you. Instead of going like, people are talking about me, this will happen, that will happen. And how much you are putting that energy of addiction of how much I have to be less in the world. How much all of us, you all are all addicted to make yourself less in this world. How much addiction you all are addicted to all that. That I can never be me in this reality. So everything, all that brought up, can we destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, bottom pop, all 9 shirts, boys, povads, and beyond. I'm going to read all this on the chat. There are a lot of stuff written. Weakness. Okay. If people feel safe and belonging, they can let go of addiction. They escape because they don't feel safe or connected with people. Addiction to self-judgment. And if you sit for an hour or you hear all that, I'm still not getting what you're coming with this. Who's this? Priyanka. Priyanka, would you be able to unmute and express?
Yeah, so like this was actually like the answer to your very first question because I wanted to answer since just now with so many people talking and I don't want to interrupt.
Okay.
So yeah, so what we were asking what comes up with addiction. So those are the things that came up because yeah.
It didn't feel like, I felt a little lost with this chat. Okay, so you felt weakness and disconnected with addiction. Okay, then what are your other points? On what content have you written this? If people feel safe and belong.
So I actually read this research that if people who got addicted to drugs and everything, like they feel belonging and connection in a new environment, like a rehab or like in a new family situation, they can actually let go of their addiction. So it's not actually they're addicted to the substance, they're addicted to the feeling that the substance give them.
That's true. Yeah, because it comes from the lack, right? Because if I'm not feeling complete in myself, I will look for the people who can give me love. And when people can't give me that love, I'll go for the extreme step. Some people go extreme as committing suicide because they have already concluded it's a hopeless world. Some people will run for addictions of alcohol, smoke, or drugs. Or some people will get indulge in sexual energies. It doesn't make them right or wrong. It's about they're coming from a space of lack. When we create with the addiction of lack, we are trying to tell the universe that we are nobody. I need it from the artificial world. But when the day I don't know how to have me, how can anyone come and fill it? Even a parent itself can't. Even if I'm come from my mother's womb, my mother also cannot do that. She's just playing a mother role of this reality. She can come and comfort me. She can tell me even zillion times that she can love me, but can she fill that energy in me? So how can we expect from the outside world or sources can fill for us?
So how do you feel it within yourself? Like, what do you do?
You have to be present. What do you really like about yourself? Because if you are only working from lack of you and not acknowledging your being, it will only create lack of you.
What causes us to function like that from the beginning?
It's on the upbringing. It could be certain emotions, energies, what you must have gone through while growing up. It could be a lot of reasons. For each one, it will be different. You need to get present. What happened? Maybe a particular age pops up that you saw something, or you were made to believe, you know what, as Priyanka of this reality, I can't have this. And sometimes you just align and agreed while at a such a young age where it could be just 1 or 2. Seeing things, because the minute you conceive in your parents' mother's womb, you start perceiving that energy. It goes from that space. And
What if it's something that you're not aware of in the past life or something or whatever?
So you need to be present. You just have to be present and ask yourself questions. So that you'll not be present with yourself instead of going, oh, it's a past life thing, now what to do? Point is, if you're not able to identify is, are you ready to have the power back today, this lifetime? It's just about making a different choice. Because you're already making a choice. You means anyone, that by singing a song of, you know what, my life is so lack. So you're already creating a choice from that energy. So it's a demand of what another choice can you make? There are always choices, but the point is, are we ready to take that action? Because no third party or outside person can come and do that for you. They can facilitate you, they can guide you. That's when the personal sessions or joining a class comes in. But no one can walk your path there. That's all for all individual of us. You can have people on your way, you could meet, interact, all that. But the minute we go like, okay, you know what, I've got someone similar like me, again, we're getting addicted and bending ourselves, okay, he or she is better, I rather stay with them. The minute again we land up doing all of that, we're going back to our old patterns.
Yeah, so like that's what happens sometimes when like I get into a relationship and then like I suddenly just like kind of lose my mind, or like if I'm outside, like so right now I'm not living with my family, and then when I go back to my family, I kind of like act like I was acting before, and I think it's like the environment just makes you like function in that way or something. Like I don't know why, but it is like if I'm away, I'm okay.
You need to ask yourself, what do you love the addiction of having or simple as what you're aware at your family, and what is the friction that you love creating? It's an addiction of creating a friction with your family.
But I don't love it.
But you're not happy going there, but you're already addicted to the pattern that when I go, this will happen. Instead of being in the question, what you're aware here and functioning from that energy, it's more coming more from a conclusion space. Oh, I already know they're this way, they're that way. When I'll go back, this will happen, that will happen. So we're only addicted to our own answers.
Does it matter like if we, okay, so when I was living there, like every day I was using the tools and it was still like not changing?
Yeah, it's okay. I can do tools, I can do everything, but if I'm not being the action of it, the tools become zero. It's like simple words. I could have every so-called equipment, the tools of in my kitchen, but if I'll not go and lit the gas and start cutting stuff or try to make something, nothing's going to get made. I could have a full-fledged kitchen of the tools.
Okay, how to stop being annoyed with like things like suppose like noises and stuff like that, because it's physical, right?
Yeah, so how can you have an interesting point of view there? You can be present in it. What are you aware of? And if what does noises means to you when people are physically fighting or going loud on pitch? What happens to your being?
I
You
get
need to come-
triggered.
Which, of course, a lot of people will have different energies, but you need to get present with yourself, what happens to you. So when we allow, because what is this, an addiction? Okay, I rather run away. Running away is also an addiction. So you prefer being alone, and then you expect the outside world to come and give you love. But you're not addressing what about you when you abandon yourself. You're doing it only for this sound to die out, but you're not receiving you from here. So you've taken one step, but you're not taking a step of receiving you. And you're going from that separation. When I create separation from something, it doesn't create that I will be filled here. That's why when people look for addictions, because most of us, when we are alone out, what are we trying to do? We are doing addiction. Like today, so many people are going out for lunches, dinners with friends or family, yet they're on their phone. So one way we're showing that we are together, but yet we are not sticking together because we are so addicted to be isolated in that energy. We don't know how to be we kingdom. We are going in that I kingdom. Give me this, do this for me. I'm going on a family dinner. It's okay. They are going to pay for it. I'm just coming to show the world. I'm going and socializing and X, Y. The reasons we have 100 justifications and reasons, but none of us are ready to acknowledge where we are addicting ourselves to get so isolated in this world. When we all are talking about that space, I want space, I want space, isn't that getting us an addiction?
Yeah, and once you get the space and you're like, I'm lonely. It's
Exactly.
like, yeah.
Exactly. It's a rut. You're going back forward, only we are doing to ourselves. Because a lot of time people create that having a separate space and or office space or a complete different house. But are we ready to have us? The reason we all in this reality are making a big deal of having, oh, I need my personal space is because we are not ready to have us. So we feel even that 2 or 5 people around us, it's getting clogged. And when we are alone, then we are feeling suffocated that, oh, there's nobody for us. Like, look at the confusion we are creating in ourselves. And then we expect people to get us. But we don't realize each and everyone is having their own this thing because we are not ready to be present with ourselves. So everything all this is bringing up, can we destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys, ads, and beyond. What else is coming up for you guys? Anyone?
Yeah, Rashi, suddenly I realized what you've been meaning by saying be present with yourself. Because what you just said was that, you want to have your own space, you want to be away from everybody, and you think you're going to be happy. And then in that state, you start feeling, there's nobody for me. So you're not really being present with yourself in either situation.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Okay. I understood today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lovely. Anyone, anything else with addiction? Or we're good for today?
I think one also gets addicted with talking to certain people at certain times of the day, addiction with time.
Yeah, there's addiction to every area of your life. It's, we could be having it in 1 or 2 areas very on our face, like as simple as being on watching TV for too long, or the gadgets, or sulking about a certain thing, or bitching about certain people. But if you really start getting present in every area of your life, you're addicted to something.
Actually, what question can you ask if things keep on pondering and then you want to get away from that addiction?
Can you give me an example? We can take it from there.
And supposedly, if I'm addicted to YouTube, for example.
YouTube, okay, fair.
Yes. So after 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot, it goes on,
Yeah, it's like Instagram Reels. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, yeah. So can't pull myself out of it.
Okay. And then you crib about it. Shit, mera aadha din ya 2 ghanta nikal gaya.
Okay. 2 ghanta and unnecessarily consumed.
Rotten.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. One thing as I started, we don't want to beat ourselves. But you need to get present when I'm getting into this. Where am I creating the lack in my world? Because it's the idea is
Okay.
we are so bored and I'm creating some lack in my reality. So I'll fill it by creating an addict, an add-on from the artificial thing. So that could be a technology, that could be an emotion, that could be an eating habit,
Right.
that could be excess working out, that could be anything, because because we feel our dopamine is getting high, but it's not getting high. It's like you're filling in some energy because your internal energy is getting leaked out. Because you're telling in yourself, I am nobody, or I have too much. One, it can come from a boredom. One, it could be from the lack of being present. It has many reasons. It gets you all have to start getting present with yourself. What are your underlying reasons of doing that to yourself?
Okay.
The minute you get, but it's not coming from making you any of you wrong there. It's just giving you that space. Okay. Like as you said, you like to watch what is that? YouTube shorts, it's called, right? Yeah. If you like to watch the YouTube shorts, go like, okay, it creates fun for me. So you break that energy from there. It's fun. But when you're seeing it's going 2 hours, instead of going like, my 2 hours went away, just go like, okay, did it create fun for me? And if it's not creating fun, can you cut it down by half an hour? Because if suddenly I'll tell you just watch for 10 minutes and cut down that 1 hour 45 minutes, you'll be like, what the heck? You'll do it for one day and second day you'll be like, screw it. Let's go back there. Because the brain takes it over. So you have to talk to your brain like your baby. Instead of shouting it, it'll get rebellious. It will create from 2 to maybe 3 to 4 hours next day. So you go like, okay, I'm enjoying it. But the minute just start getting present, that it's giving me fun. The minute it's not giving you fun, you know you're giving the power there.
Yeah, it can be with emotions too.
Yeah, because you're going
giving
with
it fun, fine.
just flick, and it just starts.
Yes.
The algorithm just starts picking up where you saw something more than for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And then we go like, oh, ye bhi dekh lete, wo bhi dekh lete. You never know. And same thing, it happens in emotions. Suddenly one emotion burst happens because it's like that signal starts coming. Oh, the body is feeling this way. The body will just give you signal of this emotion, that emotion. Suddenly it will just get you more feeling lonely, overwhelmed, anxiety, you name it. We create that distractor energies in our world.
Yeah.
Because
what if you're, wired?
Thank you.
Watching Candy, like I play Candy Crush. I used to play it when after work because I'd be really wired up and it would help me to calm down.
As far you're happy and calm down with it, then that's not an addiction.
Okay.
It's a fine line. Yeah, going on my Instagram, and if I know I'm giving myself half an hour just for the musty of it, it's my unwinding time. But when I know I'm just going in autopilot mode, karte ja rahe, where I realize I spent 2 hours, 3 hours, then I need to question like, bhaiya, ye ho kya raha hai? Once in a blue moon happening, it's okay. But it's happening every 4th day of it, that means something is going off in me. And slowly that bug is catching up to me to create the lack in my world that I'm not being present with myself.
So by the same logic, when, like my ex-husband would always like to have a drink when he came home.
Yeah.
It would help him wind down. But it was like a desperation also, like he was kind of addicted to it also.
Yeah, but as it's giving him an addiction of the joy of having every night one drink, it's not. Because in this reality, again, that drinking is so X thing. Having coffee is so this thing. But when you're being present, it gives you the joy of having that 1 cup or 2 cup. See, someone having 5 glasses of a drink and sleeping, that it's creating a trouble. But if you're taking a 1 large or like a 1 small, depending on person to person, it becomes a part of the thing. It's a choice. It's giving that joy, then it's not addiction. But if you as a third party will blame him and go like, ye addict ho raha hai, then it's your judgment holding that. And that XY start making it in that anger, he or she starts drinking more.
So like if you have to have your tea at 5 o'clock, it's an addiction, but it's not a bad addiction.
Yeah, but you need to be flexible, like how people make it sound like, oh, 5 baj gaya ka 5:30 ho gaya, nahi mila to mere ko ye ho jayega and wo ho jayega. Then you are making it very real. We are not saying don't have your chai, but sometimes you're out and sometimes going half an hour, the kitchen where the staff did not come, because when you're creating that discomfort in your world because you're making it, my world will go this. So you already align and agree, my world will collapse. So you're giving power to that thing, so it becomes like a drug energy to the body then. You're forgetting the true joy of your 5 baje ka chai.
Right.
So it's a power because you're not being present. You're doing it on the autopilot because 5 baje chai body ke andar aa jani chahiye. So that's a different thing. But you having your 2 cups of chai or the 3 cups of chai, that's a different energy. But when you're not making that time, like by the tea of it, then it's completely fine. Because you know you're present, you're just very clear. It gives me the high, it gives me the fun of having it. But 5 ka 4.5 mil gaya, ya 4 mil gaya, 6 mil gaya, it's okay. But meko mila. So these things we need to start getting present, because when that friction is happening, that means you're giving power and you're getting addicted in a different way. There's another energy which is getting aggressive there to create all that. Because then we are saying, oh, that was not addiction. That's the least I could ask from my staff, or I could have this. We start justifying.
Right.
So everything, all this is bringing up, can we destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shots, boys, POVADs and beyond. What else? Anyone, anything?
Rashi, anything that you get restless if you don't do or are unable to do, I would consider that an addiction where there's no flexibility.
So that's what you're saying. Exactly.
Isn't it?
Yeah. So when you're getting addicted, you're not being flexible. No? But see, if you're getting a chai at a certain time, fine, but you're making that power, it's not come at a certain hour, and today I didn't manage to have 3 cups, my world will collapse. Then you're controlling and you're getting addicted to that thing. But you go like, okay, 3 mila ya 2 mila, I'll be fine about it. That's the space you're being present with yourself.
The point I'm trying to make is that, addiction, koi good addiction or bad addiction, I don't think hoti hai. Addiction is addiction when you're giving into something that is controlling you.
Right. But there is something called joy also, na?
तो joy में तो control नहीं होता ना. जब control आ जाएगा तो joy कहाँ से होगा?
That's what exactly we explained her, na? She said she was controlling, and 5 baje means 5 baje. Are we getting it? So exactly, I told her, when you're controlling from that space, it becomes a control. It will create the ruckus in your world. It's an addiction.
Correct.
Anjuji, got it?
No, I was just saying that addiction is addiction. Good addiction, bad addiction.
The minute you are creating a ruckus in your world with that thing, you are controlling that scenario, it's an addiction. Addiction is an emotion, physical, excess workout, not working out, anything. There are 100 things a person does every day. You just have to get present with it. The minute you're doing a control, the underline is you're addicted to do something of it. You want to add artificially that you can have it. Sorry?
ऐसे ही होना चाहिए is an addiction. Whether I have to have my 1 drink every day or 2 drinks or my chai, or everything has to be perfect or whatever it
Even
is.
addiction, I belong to this family. हमारे घरों में ये होता है, वो होता है. That's an addiction. What is your family, or some Rajkumar from some planet Earth come अलग से? What is it? What you are trying to prove? Because it becomes an approving energy of addiction. I'm from this family. हमारे घर में लड़के ऐसे करते हैं, लड़कियां ऐसे करती है. Blah, blue. I'm this culture. I'm that caste, community. Every level, how much are we addicted to keep proving? Oh, I'm an Indian. Then another add-on you'll add. Then I live in this country. हमारी city का ये culture है. So how much to every molecule we are adding the addiction of what we can and controlling from. So everything, all this is bringing up, can we destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shots, boys, POVADs and beyonds.
This opens so much, it opens the word addiction, because when I first read, immediately the first thing that comes to mind is tobacco, alcohol, drugs. addiction word sunte hi.
Yeah.
First thing that at least came to my mind.
It's
And I
a
said, "Acha,
majority of what, and in fact, I just got that topic last as a essence of it. I didn't even start with that.
no, you didn't. But the moment I read the word
Yeah,
addiction,
because that's what
these
how the
three
world looks
words,
at.
these
There's a
three words
majority
came
of
to my mind. The next thought was, अच्छा तो फिर आज मैं क्या attend करूं? Tobacco, alcohol or drugs की बात होगी. You know how the mind is conditioned to words.
Yeah. So thank you. Yeah, Sonuji, I'll take your last question.
Yeah, I just want to share that I have acknowledged that I have these addiction, and then I come to this. Okay, what would it take to change? And trust me, now things are changing faster than earlier because I said, okay, I'm addicted to games. I'm addicted to my phone. I'm addicted to overthinking. Assessing and dissecting things and all. So now things are like, okay, I'm addicted. Okay. So what would it take to change it? Because acknowledging I think, is working.
Yeah, because you don't have to beat yourself. No one is saying you have to beat yourself. It's just about getting present and go like, okay, now what? Again, that's your choice. If you still want to go on with that extreme of anything by controlling that emotion, that habit or anything, fair, because we can give you that space. It's a free choice. It's a free will. Why is it called the word free will? Because that willingness is only going to come from your and doing in your action. When you be, it will, then you have to take your action. That's why the tools will only work as simple as that. Kitchen में जाओगे जब तक करोगे नहीं, या तो you or your some staff has to do it. गाड़ी सामने खड़ी है, it's a full functioning car with the petrol or the battery or whatever, but someone needs to ride it. Even if you want to get a robotic, you need to command it. You need to do something for it to move further.
And suppose if I'm addicted to OTT today, then, and I have said through 5 hours and all that, tomorrow I'll get up and do whatever it takes, to move, to take an action instead of beating myself, kal to pura din gawa diya. No, nothing. I wanted to enjoy.
You wanted to, but that's why you have to be present. That's why I'm saying the days you want to cry about a certain thing and go on by watching 10-hour TV or, keep saying, oh, I'm so lonely, I'm so this, I have no money, this happened to me, I got robbed, I got this, I got molested or whatever, or my husband beated me or my child beated me, or whatever the stories you all have. It's your choice. You want to do it for 10 seconds or you want to do it for 10 hours, 10 days, 10 months or 10 years or your whole lifestyle. It's a pure choice. It's not a right or wrong, but the minute you need to get present, the minute it's getting a pattern, it's an addiction. So you have to be present in that space. I'm not saying you have to create a guilt ki kal maine 10 ghanta TV dekha. No one is talking that. This is again, you're finding reasons. Ye bhi galat hai, wo bhi galat hai. That's all the addiction of finding yourself everywhere kitni screwed up ho. So no one is screwed up. It's nothing about fixing. It's about just being present. Fixing is you fix a structure to something. You're not this thing. You're a human being. As a being, you are just an infinited being. We are complete as things. But you need to just allow the joy of your being in this reality.
So can I say something here?
Yeah, quickly.
Sometimes we also create our own, like after this credit card fraud happened with me today, I was speaking to a friend of mine and saying, see, this always happens to me. See, again, the cheating karma has come up. And he said, but everybody gets cheated once in a while time for the credit card. It's not your karma. It happens commonly. You ask 10 people, one person would have already got cheated. So there's no karma.
You said 10 people gave you that answer. But it's not about this because again, we look for the same answers where we want to. But the idea is that when you say, I get cheated again, that's an addiction. No? You're telling the universe, bhaiya, meko har thode time ke baad reminder dena, I'll get cheated. So that could be on money, that could be on relation, that could be, I don't know, on many areas.
So how does one break that?
Present, be present. Be in a question. But what do you love about what cheating means to you?
What does cheating mean to me and what do I love about it? And everything that is I deleted, destroyed, and created.
See, one way, yes, clearings will again work, but just not clearing that energy. You have to get present. What is the underline all that to you? Because it's the point of view where we all are locked. So the time you're not going to change your point of view, that addiction will keep coming back, that patterns will keep coming back. Because the underline is, it's a reinforcement to the body being, ye karna hai.
So
And then get into the autopilot mode of it.
So this I always get cheated is a point of view that I have, which I need to
Yeah,
destroy.
it's an addiction, no?
Sorry, my doorbell just rang. Sorry.
I'm going to anyway wind up. So thank you, everyone.